Hello, it's Jay,
And Jaya.
and welcome back to the Witching Hour. Shoot, how you doing today?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm all right. Shoot, what you trying to get into today? What are we talking about?
I don't know. There's so many things.
So much has happened.
So much has happened. It's been forever.
Let's talk about first
Everything
thing.
gone.
You had got COVID, right?
Yeah. What? You tested positive.
I
You
tested positive as well.
positive.
So
But
look, for those of y'all who don't know, we literally just tested positive for COVID. That junk is so crazy.
not literally just, but
Oh,
like.
not literally just.
No.
Recently,
We're finally.
2 weeks ago.
We're good now.
We had to quarantine and everything, and man, that was really crazy. And honestly, I want to know, what was your experience like with COVID? For me, I didn't have any symptoms.
He was perfectly fine.
So I was okay.
And I was sick.
But talk about that, like talk about the symptoms you were going through and stuff like that.
I'm not gonna lie, my symptoms weren't as bad as some other people like that I've heard who have had it. And obviously I've, lived. Let's say that first. Like, I'm okay.
For sure.
Like, a lot of people didn't make it, but like the people around me who got it, like, had such different, like, symptoms,
Experiences.
that
Everybody feel like took COVID and had it their own personal way.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Like, I'm guessing that's why they were having such a hard time, like really holding on to, like, a way to freaking help people. And when it first came, like, when people first started getting it, it was like,
I feel like there's no set symptoms.
Yeah.
I guess there's similarities, I guess, between every case, which is like with the headaches, body aches, sore throat, maybe coughing, if not sore throat, and sneezing.
I never had a headache. My throat actually was a little sore, but barely. It more felt like I had, like, my sinuses were stuffed, and then I, like, felt like I had something in my throat, and then I was sneezing forever. And then I had a little bit of coughing near the end.
Yeah.
But mainly I was just tired and, like,
just trying to get through it.
Out of breath and sneezing.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Because I tested positive. Our whole job had got it again. Because we got it once last year in, like, the summertime. Mm-hmm. And the whole, night shift? It was the whole night shift that got it. Cleared out the whole guard shack. I don't do security, if you didn't know. Cleared out the whole guard shack. And freaking, oh my God. Literally, the janitor people would come in and clean after, like, that week. After the week everybody was out, they would come, they would clean, then they wouldn't come back and clean anymore. They just stopped. Then we got this new case, and it's the same situation. They're not cleaning. And our company isn't even paying us for being out for the quarantine, which is another thing that I think I wanted to talk about.
Like,
with you.
We literally stayed out for an entire week and missed
7-day quarantine.
We missed out for, like, 2 checks. We didn't have, like, a check 1 week. Like, we were short on 1 week's check. And then on the next week's check, we didn't get one at all.
Exactly. They just put us in, like, the worst spot.
Yeah.
And, like, what do we do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do people do about that? Like, do you just deal with it?
How do people handle that?
Because I feel like COVID hit and we panicked, of course, and then we got stimulus checks. But after a certain, like, the length it's been with COVID, like the amount of years it's been so far, I feel like it's definitely time for another one.
Yeah, like,
because it's like it's getting harder.
There,
for sure.
There definitely should have been things, like, in place to keep us, like, from, like, because this is, like, I'm vaccinated, because this is something that it's, like, it's bigger than just us. It's something that we couldn't control. It should have been something that we should not be struggling after.
And I agree. I feel like anybody who gets COVID and has the paperwork to prove it, you know what I'm saying, that shows that they tested positive, that they should still get some sort of compensation. It might not have to be a full week of pay. It could be it's a couple days, but anything, because it left me at a spot where I couldn't even pay certain bills, or like had to push stuff back, and stuff started to stack up, and just that 1 week could throw off the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole shindig. So
last year
never know.
We had like some like stuff happen that like threw us off. Like I had to use my savings for like the rent that we had after the week that we didn't, like, that I didn't work, and then it just threw us off completely. But it wasn't COVID related, you know. But that's like, I feel like the whole system is stupid, because at this point, like, I should not have to struggle if I need to take off a week because something happens that is out of my control.
Exactly.
You know?
And honestly, I don't know. It just shows where everybody's head at as far as like higher businesses and companies and stuff like that. They're not really thinking about, I guess, their people right now.
Yeah.
Not focused on us right now. I guess. I don't know.
And honestly, my supervisors at the time didn't even want to let me get that time to be able to do what I needed to do. You know?
Yeah.
They didn't even want to let me do that. So it's like at this point it's like ridiculous, you know?
Yeah. But on a lighter note, we can definitely switch it up. We did get to see Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah. For those of y'all who've been like highly anticipating that movie.
I'm sad. I don't know if I should like
definitely spoiler alert.
I was about to say, I don't know if we should like keep it out of spoilers.
It's been out for a while. It's been out for a while, so if they haven't seen it, I feel like just skip ahead, you know what I mean? But so
we'll give like a timestamp for when we stop talking about it.
Maybe.
No, not maybe.
Nah, but definitely. What was your, like, you know, how did you feel about the film?
I felt like they took away, well, maybe not took away, they changed the things that made him unique from the other movies. And this is just my opinion based on Jay's opinion, because Jay feels like he's now back to the point where we met all the other Spider-Man. Or at least, you know, back to the point where we had the other Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah. And if you're a Spider-Man fan, and I don't know if this goes for everybody, but for me, the thing that makes Spider-Man so dope and so cool is that he had the loner element to him. He was like not always by himself, but he only had a core people he stuck with, and he did everything pretty much on his own. Things got too hard. Yeah, he had Uncle Ben for advice and stuff like that, but it was all up to him at the end of the day. Like, no matter what happened, Spider-Man was going to get it done. And that's the feeling that I wasn't getting from earlier Spider-Man movies. He had Tony in the first movie, then he had, like, his little stuff. And there's not nothing wrong with that. He was definitely a younger Spider-Man and everything like that. But now he's at a point where he's older. He saved his friends. Like, he saved his friends. He don't want to put them in harm's way no more. And he's choosing the path to be on his own, to be Spider-Man. Like, I think that's exciting to me.
I think now he's at the age kind of where everybody else was when they became Spider-Man.
Right.
Like, I think he becomes Spider-Man younger in this universe, but at the same like what?
Nothing. I was just thinking about the movie. I literally just thinking about something. Just go ahead.
But I feel like they wanted to push like in your eyes that this is a kid, you know? Like, he's a child. And
but they pushed that since Civil War. Like, under rules and all that. You know what I'm saying? Making him the baby. Babying him. No more teen pop culture references out your mouth.
No more teen pop culture.
Like, they were literally babying Spider-Man, the strongest one here. And it just frustrated me. And now we're not going to be doing that anymore. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, that was the point, you know? We were supposed to grow with him.
Exactly.
And he was supposed to become the first Avenger.
Exactly.
You know? Well, not, you know, the original first Avenger, but you know what I mean. Like,
Actually, my favorite performance, I feel like everybody's favorite performance was probably the Green Goblins.
Oh,
I F with the Green Goblin so heavy in that movie, yo. Even though he effed up, and you know what I'm saying, he got that mecha body that everybody was sad about, but definitely I think his role, he killed his role. I effed with most of them.
Willem Dafoe is like great. Like Willem Dafoe is a really great actor. Like he did like a lot of his own stunts, or at least he wanted to do as many of his own stunts as like he could.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because he was definitely boxing in that movie. Like, he was going off on Tom.
I want to know, like, how many of the stunts he did himself, you know?
Yeah, you probably look it up on the behind the scenes, though.
Probably.
For sure.
I wonder if he did his own stunts for Aquaman, too.
Right. Sure. Is there anything else that you wanted to say about Spider-Man No Way Home?
When we, like, finished watching it, I didn't like the ending. But, like, now I feel like the ending just left it open for like other things to happen, you know, for like the next few movies.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm excited for the next Marvel movies, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any theories for the next Spider-Man movie? I feel like, because I think that they're gonna give Ned some type of big role in the next movie. And if y'all haven't seen No Way Home, you watch the movie, then you'll see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then also, I don't want them to do the Venom thing with Tom in particular. I'd rather go to Flash or somebody like in his circle, so they, you know, he could have, you know.
Right. But the Venom thing is the start of like some other things. Like when Venom happens, like in the comics, I think, like, originally when Venom was introduced, he was with the Fantastic Four in space. So I'm like, yeah. So that's why I'm like, oh.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to stick to the Marvel conversation, apparently the Eternals, the movie set up for the Fantastic Four.
What? How?
I should have did more research because I do not know in the entire setup, but I just heard something on TikTok and I read something on Instagram on like those comic book pages, and they were saying that like how certain things was going on was set up for the Fantastic Four universe.
That's exciting. That's really exciting. Honestly, after watching The Eternals, I was more excited about what was next for the Marvel universe than I was after watching Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Marvel as a whole, they've been doing a really, really good job of like pacing everything and keeping everything like baby steps. But I do have a small fear that they could like have too much going on at one time. Because I feel like it is already so much. Like,
but they were already
introduced to us right now.
But they already also had so much going on before, you know, with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show and then the, you know, Netflix shows that they had all going at the same time with the movies.
Right, but with that, and I'm talking about in story. I'm not talking about like, you know.
Those are in story.
No. I'm not saying. I'm talking about everything in story. From the beginning to now, the beginning was very much more like
realistic,
yeah, realistic. If you say that, now we got dragons, we got wizards, we got space, we got multiverses, we got time travel, we got.
It's because they had to introduce us to those things.
I know, but for people who aren't as big as Marvel fans, or they fell in love with the realism in the Marvel movies, I feel like they'll be taken back by some of the stuff that's going on.
Well, some of them, but honestly, I've seen like a surge of people on the internet like watching the entire Marvel series in sequence because they're like, okay, like I'm liking a lot of these movies. I want to really understand what's going on, you know? So they watch them all like in order and stuff like that.
I feel like you can really tell with the shows and with the newer movies that some people are being taken back though, because a lot of people didn't like Eternals. And then, like, a lot of people preferred the Hawkeye show over Loki, or they preferred Winter Soldier over Wanda because, again, it has that more realism.
Yeah, but when you're dealing with stuff like witches and magicians and stuff like that, you're always going to get that kind of backlash where some people are like, no, thank you. Yeah. And then
and it's like it's a part of it. You
right.
know? It's supposed to be all any possibility.
Right.
And that's what makes it so dope. And I feel like people who kind of are closed off to it are just taking that imagination, like the imagination part out of it, the fun part out of it.
Right. And there are some people, and there are some people who like just don't want anything to do with any of that anyway, you know?
For sure.
So it's just, like not just I'm talking about anything Marvel, you know? There are some people who are just like, oh, another Marvel movie, yeah, I'm gonna stick to whatever else I got going on, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
Shoot. But outside of Marvel, like what else? Like what other things you've been seeing or anything that you like wanted to like kind of talk about?
We went to the mountains and it was beautiful. And that's been the only like have you okay, so since we got back from vacation, my brain has still been on vacation, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm like constantly thinking about like how it was and like, you know, like the things we did and like the things we saw instead of like I don't know, like when I was at work, like it's hard to concentrate on being at work. For sure. Like when we just came off of such a beautiful vacation, you know.
You remember the name of the part of Tennessee we were in?
Gatlinburg.
I definitely could not remember. I knew it was Berg something. But yeah, Gatlinburg. It was definitely for fun, and it was your granddad's birthday, and again, happy birthday to him. Shout out, you know. Shout out. Steven. All right. No, but it was definitely really fun, and I appreciated being a part of that.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but I definitely enjoyed it. Like the mountains in Tennessee and the attractions. I'm not gonna lie. Like shout out y'all from Tennessee because like them attractions were pretty cool. I would say
shout out the non-racist people from Tennessee. We had some.
All right. No, but I mean, there's not really much to tell there. But if you want to talk about that.
Oh, man. Okay. So we were going to okay, so we're walking down, you know, downtown, the area, you know, we're having a good time. We just came from laser tag with the family, you know. We're like walking down the strip and we go to this like old-timey photo like thing where they dress you up and like they set you up for pictures. They do like wanted pictures and stuff like that, right? So we go there, right? And we're waiting the whole time for like you know, a couple in front of us to, you know, be done with their stuff. The guy is like you know, regular, kind of tired but regular talking to them, you know. And he's like, you know, oh yeah, this is what you get, this is blah 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 blah, you want to do it this way, blah 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 blah. And the whole time we're like looking around, we're like, wow, like this is cool. Like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Colleen Ballinger took pictures here. Blah, 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 you know? Right. And then we're like, okay, that's great. Let's, you know, let's take our pictures, you know? And the couple before us, they're white. They leave. They're done, you know? Right. We go up to the guy and he's white and we're like, oh hey, you know, we want to get our pictures taken, like we want to do one of like, you know, we wanted to know what the pricing was for this. He like takes a big sigh. Well, it would be what? I'm sorry, like we didn't understand you. Can you say that again? It would be like 36, blah, 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 blah. Jakivier is nicer than me, so he's like, oh, well, I mean, I guess that's fine, yeah, you know, I wanted to be like, I can't speak up, I can't hear you, you know, but, you know, took it in stride, took a deep breath, okay, that, yeah, we could do that, okay, well, let's do that, we'll do that, okay, how do you want to dress? Okay, well...
At this point, we've already pointed at the picture that we wanted to
no, not yet.
Replicate.
Not yet. We were like, can we dress like this? And he's like... And we were like, no. He's like, oh, well, what do you... No, Jakivier asked me,
what do you want to do? How do you want to dress? And I'm like, okay, well, I point at a picture of a couple. They're white. And I go, let's dress like this. And I say it loud enough for the guy to hear. I look at him and he goes, how do you want to dress? And I go, like this couple. Like, we want to dress like this couple right here. And he goes, really? And Jaquivia goes, well, yeah. And I go, I like put my hand out. I put my hand out to stop Jaquivia, and I go, you know what? Never mind. And the guy just goes, whatever, and we walk out. Like, man, if I had less patience, that would have been a whole problem. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, because like we're like, I should have realized, you know, like there were like signs when we walked in. There was literally no black people in any of the pictures anywhere. And I'm like, I see other black people here. Nobody's taking pictures here, you know?
Right.
But man, I wasn't expecting it, you know. We were having such a good time.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, sadly I'm just I guess naive, so I really didn't even notice that energy. I pick up on people's energy really fast normally, but I was just like happy to be there, like where I was at. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to do the picture. I wasn't really thinking about how he was and whatever he had going on. I just wanted to get a picture taken.
All right.
That's crazy. But yeah, outside of that, the whole trip, fun.
It was great. It was perfect. It was so good that it's like hard for my brain to get off of that mode, you know?
Yeah, it really allowed me to get closer to your family.
Yeah, me too.
Like for sure.
Yeah. I feel like I'm closer to them. I feel like I'm closer to you. Like, it was like just a reset that I feel like we needed.
Did we talk about when we both got COVID? Did we start off with that?
Oh. Yeah, I think we talked about that we both got COVID.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we can end off with the I guess the status with the how, at least I don't know too much what's going on. You might know more, but like the U.S. and the Russia thing.
Oh,
like,
I have absolutely no clue.
And all that, like that junk is kind of crazy. Like, do you think
that is crazy.
They really like try to start a World War III? Like, I really hope they
don't
don't get
know.
to that point.
But Gen Z is over here talking about, like, we talked about that earlier today. Gen Z is over here talking about, like Zaddy Putin. Man, I thought we were Vladdy Zaddy. Come on, you know. And I'm like, I'm dead.
Talking about like, let me finish my Netflix series at least.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
Come on, y'all are tripping right now.
Right.
This is serious business, man. I can't be playing with this man.
Like, I love the energy, but
anybody listening, just stay off that man's Instagram, yo. Let's just let them handle their business, I guess. No,
It feels like that. Like, to me though, that feels like a great way to diffuse the situation.
I mean, maybe so. That might work. They might read it and be like, they just laugh it off. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Americans are too silly. We'll just leave them alone.
But then again, they have such a low like view of Americans in some other countries. I've noticed, like, in like comments and stuff, like just the way people talk about American people.
Sure. They be thinking we trash.
Yeah.
And over country overall, sometimes you can just see it. You just can't really
You can't argue it.
Just be like, yeah, well.
Some of these folks. Guy in Gatlinburg, we're talking about you, buddy. No, I'm just kidding. He made a face.
I don't know about that. But I definitely think the idea of war at this point in life is like really stupid.
Yeah.
I think war has always been dumb, but like think about how long in history class each of us have learned about certain wars
and like, how stupid they were.
Right. I'm at the point where if everybody learned the same lesson that history repeats itself if you don't know your history, we know our history. People know history and they're yet still making the same mistakes. and doing the same things to lead to the same problems. And I'm like, what is the issue? Why can't people get over ego or money, like, or whatever the cause of this stuff is? Like, that is really stupid to me. And people won't really see the issues in what they're doing until history repeats itself, and they lose those millions of people, those, you know what I'm saying, millions of taxpayers, millions of farmers.
But the problem is everybody's pride is just gonna get in the way, you know, and they're not gonna be the first to pull out of that. So yeah.
True. Do you think we'll be able to like recover if everything just went wasteland, nuclear? Like, you think it would take a while?
I think it would take a while. I don't know. Maybe that already happened before. Isn't that a theory?
I think
that,
so.
Like, there was a big war and that we had to start over.
Yeah. I think that people would grow impatient early on if anything was to happen like that. I feel like they would be, like, trying to get to where we are now fast, and it would definitely backfire. And, you know, because we got to realize that we didn't have this off top. So we didn't just look at tree and think, I'm gonna make a table. Nah, we had to go slowly into it.
But the thing is, we have that knowledge now.
We have the knowledge, but we have to build the tools first to make the things. And, you know,
but we could do it faster because we understand how to do it.
Well, after a war, you have less people, so it wouldn't be faster.
But we would still have some of the technology, not like completely working, but you know.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, but why? How did we go from like talking about a possible war to like talking about the wasteland afterwards? How did we jump that gun? You know?
Because, man, you got to think about this type of stuff nowadays, and like some people run off to space. For some reason, there's like celebrities are buying planets, and then there's people who
are they?
Well, I think Uzi bought a planet.
What?
I don't know. We gotta look it up. We gotta look it up. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, someone fact check me in the comments. But I believe Uzi got a planet, and then certain celebrities are buying spacecrafts. Some people got underground bunkers are being built right now. Like, what are they getting ready for? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just, I don't know. But we get theorized all day, and I haven't really done much research on anything too crazy, so I'm not gonna say anything. Or like any reasons why I think they're doing this stuff, but I just
nothing solid.
They've been peeping, been paying attention, and you just know something's on the way. You just don't know what.
Yeah,
and it's like it can be terrifying, but at the same time, we just regular people out here just making money.
Right.
So
trying to live life.
Regular. But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else that you want to say or add to like the craziness and the state of the world we in right now?
I don't know. The Super Bowl's coming up.
Right, Super Bowl's coming up. Oh my God, I'm so excited, yo!
Because
they got the halftime show's gonna be fire. It's the first majority hip hop.
Oh yeah.
Right, it's the first majority hip hop halftime show ever. Dr. Dre, they got an N-word with attitude to be. Yo, that's crazy. I gotta give it to him on that. That's fire. They got my man literally doing that with Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J, and Kendrick Lamar. Like, what a lineup. And they all have like infinite bangers. It's gonna be fire. I don't follow teams too much.
Yeah.
So I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm more excited for the halftime show, sue me, but everybody's like that.
I definitely thought you were gonna be like, oh yeah, go.
Nah, because I don't even want to say the wrong
Cleveland
name,
Browns, you know.
But whomever makes it to Super Bowl, I'll just make my decision from there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, based off of whoever the teams are.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I guess we can stop it here on a better note with the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Not as dark, guys. We still have our Christmas decorations up. Help us.
Help. We just was in Tennessee, and they have every street like
they do. Tennessee is still Christmas.
We purposely left our stuff up until before Valentine's Day. I don't know why she asked you guys for help. I literally said we're gonna take it down right before Valentine's Day. Like,
true.
The unnecessary SOS.
SOS, but not really. We went to Tennessee, and it was literally still Christmas up there. So yeah.
All types of stuff. But true. I give on this hat and wrap it up.
Yeah.
That's how you're gonna end
I'm
that?
sorry. That's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you next time.
I'm Jay. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, let's do this again. See you next time, guys.
See you next time.